I've been collecting these photos for years. Not because they're worth anything, but because every single one has a story. A moment that almost got lost to time. Some of the people in these pictures are gone now, but for a few minutes, we can bring them back. We can remember what it felt like to be young, to turn up the volume, and to believe that rock and roll would last forever. Pink Floyd, 1967. Four young guys in fur coats, and Syd Barrett, the one with the curls, staring right through you. This is his band. He named it, wrote the songs, built the sound from scratch. But this lineup has months, not years. Syd's already somewhere else. You can almost see it in his eyes. The band that made Janis Joplin a star. This is 1968, the year of their classic album Cheap Thrills. Though it sounded live, it was mostly faked in the studio, complete with a legendary cover drawn by underground cartoonist R. Crumb. Joy Division in their native Manchester, 1979. They had just released Unknown Pleasures and were defining the new sound of post-punk. The city's bleak, industrial landscape wasn't just a backdrop. It was an essential part of their haunting, revolutionary music. Bob Dylan with Rick Denko and Robbie Robertson at The Last Waltz, 1976. This was the band's legendary farewell concert. Dylan's appearance was a last-minute surprise, a final, powerful performance with the group that had helped him change music forever. Led Zeppelin conquering Madison Square Garden in 1977. They were still the undisputed kings of rock, but this would be their last stand in America. The tour was cut short by an unexpected family crisis that shook Robert Plant and nearly ended the band. The Who in 1968, with a psychedelic bus from the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus. The band was on the cusp of a major change, moving from pop art to the full-blown rock opera of Tommy a year later. The Jimi Hendrix Experience in 1968, the undisputed kings of psychedelic rock. While they looked like a unified force, this was the peak just before the fall. Hendrix was already looking beyond the trio, ready to explore new musical worlds. Willie Nelson and Tom Petty, Farm Aid, 1985. The very first one. Willie made the call. American farmers were losing everything. Petty was one of the first to say yes, no hesitation. This photo isn't just two legends on a stage. It's the start of something that's still going almost 40 years later. The King and Queen of Folk, Newport, 1963. Joan Baez introduced the world to Bob Dylan on this stage, making him a star. 2 years later, he would return with an electric guitar, betraying the folk world to reinvent rock and roll. Bob Dylan in England, 1966, at the center of a firestorm. On this legendary tour, he was being booed every night for going electric. This photo captures his defiant attitude, coolly reading the papers while a musical revolution raged around him. The Innovator and the Architect. In 1957, Buddy Holly and the Crickets landed a spot opening for Little Richard. The young Holly, still a rising star, carefully studied Richard's explosive showmanship every single night, learning from the master himself. Rory Gallagher, Dublin, 1975. Ireland's own. The man played every night like his life depended on it. Sweat-soaked, blistering, real. The Stones asked him to join. He said no. Stayed true to his own thing. That beat-up Strat tells the whole story. The Spaceman Meets a Fan, mid-70s. This photo perfectly captured the broad appeal of Kiss Mania. It wasn't just for kids. Their larger-than-life spectacle and incredible showmanship created a rock and roll army that knew no age limits. Live and Dangerous. The legendary cover of The Clash's album London Calling came from this tour. Paul Simonon was so angry that the bouncers wouldn't let the crowd stand, he smashed his bass in frustration, creating one of rock's most famous images. Hyde Park, 1969. Brian Jones had just passed, 2 days before. Mick in white, reading poetry to 250,000 people. Butterflies in the air. It was a funeral and a rebirth all at once. The old Stones were gone. The new ones started here. The Thunder from Down Under. This is John Bonham at Madison Square Garden, playing his legendary amber Vistalite drum kit. He was one of the first rock drummers to use acrylic shells, creating that massive, booming sound that defined Led Zeppelin. The Police by the Water, 1979. They look relaxed here. Don't believe it. These three drove each other insane. Sting wanted control. Stewart and Andy pushed back. But that friction, it's all over the records. Made them great. Also made them quit. Before summer of '69, a teenage Bryan Adams fronted the Canadian glam rock band Sweeney Todd. This was him in the late '70s, honing his craft on the club circuit long before he shed the long hair and became a global arena rock superstar. Jeff Beck in 1975, the year he changed the game. His instrumental album, Blow by Blow, was a masterpiece of jazz rock fusion that became a surprise smash hit. This was the moment the guitar hero became a true virtuoso. Genesis as a trio, around 1978. With both Peter Gabriel and Steve Hackett gone, the band was at a crossroads. Their surprise hit, Follow You, Follow Me, charted a new path, launching their unexpected second act as global pop superstars. The face of '80s rebellion, Billy Idol, in 1984. He was the complete package for the MTV era. Punk attitude, pop hooks, and an unforgettable look. He wasn't just a rock star, he was a master of the music video. Before the Beatles, there were the Shadows. Hank Marvin's clean, echo-drenched Fender Stratocaster sound was the blueprint for a generation of British guitar gods, from Eric Clapton to George Harrison. Every kid wanted to play like Hank. David Bowie and Trent Reznor, 1995. Bowie didn't just take 9 Inch Nails on tour. He integrated his set with theirs. It was a bold, confrontational move that confused some fans, but proved Bowie's commitment to always pushing forward. The band that saved rock music in the 80s. The legendary Smiths partnership began when a teenaged Johnny Marr, having heard of a brilliant local poet, knocked on Morrissey's door completely unannounced and simply said, "Let's start a band." Three masterminds of the Zeppelin empire. Between John Bonham and Jimmy Page sits their legendary manager, Peter Grant. He was the fifth Zeppelin, a ruthless negotiator who single-handedly changed the business of rock, ensuring the bands got paid what they were worth.